nightlife in Japan. Did you know there's a place where you can find girls' bars with women wearing hardly any clothes?
Maybe 25.
$25? Damn, all right.
And there are boys' bars where you can meet good-looking guys with those stylish anime hairstyles. There are even brothels where you can take part in role-play scenarios inside private rooms that look like train carriages, classrooms, or police stations. And if you want to sing, you can go to karaoke boxes where you can sing your favorite tunes in a private room. This exciting nightlife scene is in none other than Japan. Let's explore more interesting and wild facts about nightlife in Japan. Let's get started. Late night fun is a big part of Japanese culture, which is why the nightlife here is buzzing. In Japan, drinking always comes with eating. No one's just sipping without a snack. In traditional izakayas, Japanese pubs, the food menu is as important as the drink menu, so don't expect to skip the small dishes. It's almost like they think you can't drink without a side of something tasty. In Japan, alcohol isn't just for the weekends, it's woven right into the culture. Drinking is a big part of both work and social life, and it's not just about sake. Gin, whiskey, and even craft beers are popular too. With the long working hours and the old-school business culture, grabbing a drink, or several, after work with clients and co-workers is totally normal. In an izakaya, food is all about sharing, whether you wanted to or not. The menu is full of small, affordable dishes everyone can pick at, like edamame, yakitori, meat on skewers, karaage, fried chicken, tofu, and grilled fish. And if you're in the mood to drink, many izakayas offer nomihodai, all-you-can-drink deals, where, for a set price, you can keep the drinks coming for 1 or 2 hours straight. But don't get too comfortable. On busy nights, there's a 2-hour limit, so you might be asked to finish up and make room for the next crowd. Japan is famous for karaoke, and it's a favorite activity for people of all ages. As the home of karaoke, there's no better place to enjoy it. Most karaoke spots have private rooms called karaoke boxes. Each room comes with a karaoke system, a big screen, microphones, and a touchscreen to pick your songs. You'll also find a table and comfy seating to relax while you sing your heart out. When you want to rent a karaoke box, just tell the reception how many people are in your group and how long you plan to sing. You can choose between smoking and non-smoking rooms. In Tokyo's red light district, Shinjuku, the nightlife gets colourful. Expect plenty of pimps on the scene, but don't get your hopes too high if you're a foreigner. Not all places here welcome you with open arms. That said, quite a few of these spots are actually run by foreigners, just to keep things interesting for the tourists. And just a quick walk to 2-chome, and you're in Tokyo's famous gay and trans area, packed with over 300 bars and clubs. And if you're really exploring, 1-chome and 3-chome offer plenty of spots catering to Tokyo's lesbian scene. In Japan's red light districts, foreign workers are often a cheaper option than locals, and, as a bonus, most speak a bit of English. You'll find them mainly in KTV lounges, strip clubs, and massage parlours. Interestingly, it's actually easier to find non-Japanese workers than locals, with some even being mixed race. Soaplands, or soapy houses, are basically brothels in disguise. They call themselves private bathhouses, where you can pay for a soapy massage. Imagine a Turkish bath, but swap out the scrubbing for some extra services. Here's the usual routine. The client undresses and gets 2 hostesses, dressed to tease, who cover him in suds and rub him down with plenty of lotion and slippery soap. Sometimes they even strip down and use their own bodies as sponges. And yes, it usually ends with a good old-fashioned sex act, which depends on how much cash the client's ready to shell out. Girls' bars, or hostess clubs, are basically the most common type of mizu shobai, nightlife, spot in Japan. Typically attracting older Japanese men, these bars are staffed by waitresses who barely wear any clothes and are experts at pouring drinks, lighting cigarettes and keeping the conversation going, often with a cheeky comment thrown in. Now, don't get too excited. Sex isn't part of the deal at girls' bars. However, hostesses are often encouraged to take extra trips with regular customers if they're invited. What happens on those little adventures? Well, that's totally up to the people involved. Just a casual evening, right? Boys' bars, also known as host clubs, are basically the male version of girls' bars. They're filled with young, good-looking guys sporting those perfectly styled anime hairstyles. The setup is pretty similar to girls' bars. Hosts move around the tables until a bell rings, and customers can pick their favorite host for future visits. Once a customer makes their choice, the club encourages out-of-club visits, which usually means things can get a little more intimate. Image clubs, or imakura, are another popular type of sex club in Japan, and they pretty much operate like brothels. Here, young women dress up in costumes and can be groped and penetrated with sex toys by paying customers. And if that's not enough, after the fun, customers can even ask to take home the woman's underwear. Imakura are some of the pricier sex clubs around, with more elaborate experiences costing several $100s. For that kind of cash, you get to engage in role-play scenarios inside private cubicles designed to look like train carriages, classrooms, police stations. So, if you're into themed fantasies, this is the place to be. Pink salons, often cheekily referred to as suck shops, are essentially fellatio bars. While they're officially classified as hostess clubs to get around Japan's anti-prostitution laws, the setup, with its eye-catching decor and half-naked staff, makes it clear that it's more than just chit-chat going on. In these establishments, male customers pay for a time slot in a cubicle that's not always fully private, where they can enjoy the services of one or several women who aim to bring them to climax. Some additional hands-on help may be offered to accelerate the process, but don't expect full-on sex. That's a no-go. With many of the women serving hundreds of customers a month, cleanliness isn't exactly a priority, so watch out for potential health risks. Oppai pubs, or breast pubs, are fun places in Japan where you can enjoy drinks and a bit of touching. They're similar to hostess clubs, but allow some hands-on fun. Just remember, how much touching is okay can change depending on the pub and the hostess. So, knowing a bit of Japanese might help you figure things out. And don't get too comfortable. Hostesses usually move on after about 15 minutes, unless you're willing to pay extra to keep them around. Have fun! So, what do you think? Does Japan's nightlife sound interesting to you? Share your thoughts in the comments.